Matot-Maasei. Ideas in the realm of Gematria from the Parsha for the Geulah, which means for the redemption. Geulah means redemption in Hebrew. And these articles are articles 42 and 43. Matot is the 42nd Parsha, and Maasei is the 43rd. And this week it's a double Torah portion. They're put together as they usually are. And they rarely are read separately, although in some leap years they are. So this article will be two articles, the 42nd article, 43rd, which are the 42nd and 43rd Parsha of Matot-Maasei. And this is for Matot. There is, as of now, an unsolved mystery that presents itself every time this Parsha and four other Parshas in the Torah come around. We all know this Parsha to be called Matot. It's what everyone calls it, Matot, or Matos, depends on your pronunciation, but they say Matos or Matot. And it is even printed as a title in Chumashim. It means the English Bibles that are the 5 books of Moses, Chumashim. It's printed, Matot. But this is not the exact word that is written in the opening verse, if you pay attention. The words are, Vayidaber Moshe el Roshei Hamatot. Hamatot is the word. Moses spoke to the heads of the tribes. Why is it called? By far, the overwhelming majority of people call it Matot, or Matos. I've never heard someone call it Hamatos, although you may find it once in a while. Someone who pays attention to such detail would say that, but very rarely. There are alternative ways of pronouncing the parshas, like for example, Achrei Mot. Some people will just say Achrei, and different ways. But I have not heard someone call it Hamatot. Why does everyone call it, and it's also printed, Matot, and not Hamatot, as all the other parshas, except for 4 other parshas? There are, in fact, 4 other parshas in the Torah that are exactly the same way. If you think about the parsha of Mishpatim, we all say Mishpatim, but the verse is Ve'ele HaMishpatim. The same with Shmini. Everyone calls it Shmini, but the verse is Vayihi Bayom HaShmini. Mitzorah, we all say Parshas Mitzorah, but the words are Zot Tihye Torat HaMitzorah. And finally, Devarim, Ele HaDvarim. As of now, this is an unsolved mystery. I've asked it before, and no one actually came up with anything. And I've been on this for some time now. At least a year for all of the others, but for Parsha, for Devarim, which will be next week's Parsha, I've been on it for a few years. As of now, this is an unsolved mystery as to why these 5 Parshas are this way. So if anyone has an answer to what connects these 5 Parshas, I would be very interested in hearing an explanation of this. Until then, the realm of Gematria is always a good place to go to find logical answers to questions about the simple meaning, or deeper than just the simple meaning, of words. In Gematria, the word Matot, which is generally, like we said before, generally what people call it, has a numerical value of 455. The word Hamatot, as it's written, has a numerical value of 460. You just add 5 with the hey. Hamatot, it's 460 and 455. If you add 455 and 460, you get a result of 915. In the Parsha of Tolda, we read about famine in the land of Israel. And God tells Yitzchak, which is Isaac, not to leave the land and to go to Egypt as his father did. Father Abraham had. The verse says, "Sojourn in this land, and I will be with you, and I will bless you. For to you and to your seed will I give all these lands, and I will establish the oath that I swore to Abraham your father. Genesis 26, verse 3. We learn that Yitzchak never left the land of Israel. Therefore, he is strongly associated with the land. The words in the verse for sojourn in this land, gur ba'aretz hazot, these words have a numerical value of no less and no more than 915, exactly like the value of Matot plus Hamatot. The Parsha of Matot, and since Matot and Maasei are usually connected, double Parsha, will include Maasei as well, contains many stories and themes about the tribal inheritance of the land. Stories such as the tribe of Reuven, Gad and the half-tribe of Menashe, and the Transjordan, and their agreement to fight with the children of Israel in order to get their land outside of Israel proper, and the 12 leaders who will lead the people into the land, the description of the borders and the territory of the land, and the settling of the case of the daughters of Tzalafchan who were vying for a portion in the land. So we see a clear connection between Matot, and by extension Maasei, and Yitzchak's association with the land. You have the same Gematria, Yitzchak's association with land per Genesis 26:3 through the number 915. And now for the Parsha of Maasei, ideas in the realm of Gematria from the Parsha for the Geulah, for Maasei, this is Article 43. In this Parsha we read an account of all the journeys, the places, and the various stations in the desert where the children of Israel stayed, 42 in total, throughout their 40 years of wandering in the desert. The Baal Shem Tov taught that these 42 journeys are also the 42 spiritual journeys that we make throughout our life. We begin from birth and the nation's exodus from Egypt. It's both its own birth as a nation and as an allegory, and an allegory for every individual birth, the liberation of the fetus from the confines of the womb into the freedom of the outside world, where it can develop and become independent. The final journey is to the spiritual promised land, the afterlife that awaits us after death. That would be comparable to the 43rd journey. In Gematria, the numerical value of this Torah portion of the word, in Gematria, the value of this Torah portion, the word Maasei, is 180. The number 180 is a number that is used to describe a complete turning, as in the expression 180-degree turn. That is a very appropriate way of describing these journeys, as the purpose of them is to learn to make a complete change in all the necessary areas of life that we need to develop in. Shabbat Shalom. Have a great Shabbos.